I think it's a bit much to say that the story of my career is kind of based around Kubernetes, but certainly the part that I want to talk about starts with Kubernetes.
I've been working on Kubernetes since about 2016, so I haven't been involved in the project the entire time, but it's been quite a long journey, and it's been a really rewarding one.
So I began my tech industry, I would say, in the Kubernetes era at around Kubernetes 1.8. And it's been super impactful for me because when I first started my career, I had no clue about what even a command line was. I thought Kubernetes was a super nice Greek island that we were going to vacation to at my first job. I was sadly misinformed.
So I think for the industry, I mean, it has genuinely changed the way that people run applications, and it makes people think about architecting their applications in a completely different way.
I had been reading during college around the concept of like middleware and orchestration, and some of the books I was reading described what Kubernetes would be. I was like always looking forward to that and like kind of envisioning what that would look like. It was always in the back of my mind, and then Kubernetes landed and I was like, this is it. And then like I started using Kubernetes and I was like, this is the way I've always thought processes should be distributed across systems. So it was just like, it was perfect. It was great. Now it's not perfect, obviously. There were a lot of problems. And rather, the early days of Kubernetes was a very, let's say, interesting time.
Back then, companies would be really, excited and impressed with themselves if they'd managed to run one container per VM. The fact that they'd containerized it was, they thought they'd kind of done it. They'd tick the box. And Kubernetes has taught people that it's much more than just having your applications containerized. It's about being able to, deploy them and scale them dynamically.
It's been 7 years that I've been working on or with Kubernetes. The thing that I would say the most about Kubernetes that I really appreciate is just how welcoming the community is, how great it is as a project to work on. Kubernetes as a whole is a great project to work on because it has a really welcoming, awesome community. It's hard to get started technically, but I don't think it's hard to get started community-wise, and a lot of groups work really, really, really hard to make that happen.
I feel like I've really been able to grow with the cloud native community, and it's provided me and a lot of other people that I know opportunities that weren't possible there.
And I've met so many wonderful people in the cloud native community, and from the people who very first sort of invented Kubernetes to new contributors today, it's such a great group of people. There's so many opportunities out there.
And the community that kind of rose around Kubernetes has just been truly incredible. And it's something like, I'm like, how could you reproduce it? And the answer is like, I don't know if you can, right? So
I certainly hope that in the next 10 years, I won't need to be talking about Gateway API anymore because it'll be done. That would be really nice. I suspect that's probably not the case. The problem space is big enough that almost certainly we won't be finished even in 10 years. But I can live in hope.
Kubernetes has begun and will continue to get into a place of it becoming boring, which is kind of what we've always wanted. People just want a stable environment. I think Kubernetes has gotten just more and more rock solid stable. And I think that it's going to get to the place where it's just like, everybody is running Kubernetes in some capacity. We're kind of there at that point.
Kubernetes, you're 10. Glad that you're finally in elementary school. I can't wait for the next decade and to send you off to college too.
It's been an incredible 10 years, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens.
Happy birthday, Kubernetes. Happy birthday. And I look forward to another 10 years of working with this amazing platform and this amazing community.
It's been a pleasure, and I hope to keep it going.